Hey, I am going to teach you how to make easy homemade tomato soup. It is cold in Alabama, and so I thought I would just put this together and we're gonna see how it turns out, because honestly this is a recipe I have not tried, but I wanted to try something that had just a few ingredients. All right, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on our little pot and we're gonna turn it on to about medium high. And I'm going to be looking over here because I've got my little laptop up showing me. This is a Six Sisters recipe and I love them. So what you need first is you're just gonna take 4 tablespoons of butter and we're gonna put this in our pan. We're gonna melt that. And then I have taken 1 onion already, and we're going to add the onion to this pot. And we are going to cook these onions until they are nice and translucent. So you want to cook the onions until they're translucent, which I said earlier, which is about 5 to 6 minutes. So we've got maybe another minute on these. You want to make sure that you get a nice sized pot. I love this pot. This is a nice little soup pot. And when you're cooking your onions, you just want to make sure that you're kind of stirring them occasionally. Looks like they're good. Now next what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of minced garlic. So we're going to take about 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. I love to use, it's just so much easier and simpler to just use this instead of taking a little garlic and mincing it all up. Okay. Now my pot is getting a little hot, so I'm going to turn this down a little bit. We want to cook that for about a minute also. I love tomato soup. I always have. I don't know, there's something so comforting about tomato soup. I think you're gonna love this easy, simple, homemade recipe. Okay, so we're stirring that around and I am reading my directions. So now I'm gonna kind of move this off because I think it's getting a little too hot. Okay, but right now I'm gonna add my 2 cans of crushed tomatoes. Okay, so I'm going to add 2 cans of crushed tomatoes. Whoop, got it right on me. Another can. This is the big, 28 ounces. Now after you add the tomatoes, then what you're going to do is you're then going to add 2 cups of chicken broth. And I'm actually using the reduced sodium chicken broth. You can use whatever you like. So I'm going to add, like I said, 2 cups of chicken broth. All right. We're going to put in a teaspoon of salt, like 2 teaspoons of pepper. Okay, we're going to use a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, and I'm just going to kind of measure that out in my little lid. And then I'm also going to add some of Y'all Brand's Southern Secret. This is onion and garlic. I'm gonna put a little bit of this in. That is gonna add some great flavor. And then I'm just gonna stir this around. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this back on the eye, okay? And I'm gonna let this come to a simmer. And then once it simmers, I am going to cover it and I'm gonna let it cook for about 30 minutes, okay? All right, so I'm just gonna pause this video until it gets to simmer, okay? Started to simmer, and so now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to put a lid on it, and then I'm just gonna let it cook for, I'm gonna turn it down to low and I'm gonna let it cook for about 30 minutes, okay? All right, so let me go ahead and put the lid on, and I'm gonna turn it down for about 30 minutes, and I'll be back. It has been simmering now for 30 minutes, and I just came in every once in a while and checked on it. Stirred it around just a little bit, but oh my goodness, it smells so, so good. Now, what you can do now is you could actually serve it like this if you like the big chunks of like onion and tomato in it, or you can take this and put it in a blender, like a stand-up blender, or you can use an immersion blender. And so I decided to put on my apron so I don't get splashed, because I might have to admit that this might be my first time to use an immersion blender. So you're just gonna stir this around, and it's going to just turn this into a nice, yummy soup. And I love it. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to put a little bit in a bowl, and I'm going to taste this for you. I know it's going to be so good. Get my bowl out. Let me grab a spoon. Okay. Oh my goodness. This looks so delicious. Look at this, everybody. Can you see? I'm going to bring it right here. So good. Piping hot. A good grilled cheese sandwich. So good. That is delicious. You guys, that hits the spot. So you saw how easy that was. That didn't take very long at all. The hardest part was just waiting 30 minutes while it simmered. So I hope you'll try this recipe. It's a really good one. It is a Six Sisters recipe, and I just added that Y'all Brands little seasoning at the end. So thanks for joining me today. You guys, I just love you. I appreciate you so much. You guys you're so amazing with your precious sweet comments. Daryl and I love to read them, and I try to respond to all of them, but if I don't, please know that I do read them and I appreciate them. Always remember that you can actually look and, like, if you're needing a recipe and wanting to find a recipe that you saw on a video a long time ago, if you just go to MissAnnie'sHomeandKitchen.com, there's a search bar, and you can just, go to recipes and do a search, and you can find all of the recipes that I've done. Also, every time I post a video on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, the recipe is going to be in that post. So you can click on that. It takes you right to my website. And what's so awesome is you can always watch the YouTube video on my website. It's so good. So anyway, just want to make sure that you know how to find all the things. So I'm on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, obviously on Facebook. Please go and check me out there. Like and share these videos. And always remember that you can do hard things. And I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Take care.